So I visited India maybe 3 years ago now. 2 years ago. I went with my mom and I visited a lot of my family for the first time that I hadn't seen. Anti-blackness in our community is real. It's like, growing up I was always told to stay out of the sun so I didn't get darker in complexion. My mom, like, herself is beautiful in all of her brown girl glory, but would just be using skin lightening products all the time. And like, they have just the culture that I was raised in has such a fascination with lightness, with whiteness, and everything that embodies, and it finds itself in all of my poems. So this isn't necessarily about that, but it's just something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. So this is called The Harvest of Hands. I have only known good love from the hands that raised me, calloused working hands. Mama rubs my palms between her thumb and index finger, compliments my complexion, my softness, the small of my fists even when angry. I help her carry in the groceries, plastic wrapped tight around my fingers, but don't lift much else. When my Masi in India meets me for the first time, she kisses my hands like the marble floor of a church, calls them kamchor, meaning lacking work. This is meant to be as much of a compliment as when Mama fancies my lightness. Work, for me, looks more like days behind a computer screen, not hours in the sun fertilizing acres of sugarcane, not in the kitchen making burfi. Dadima does the cooking. Mama repairs the broken shelves. Dad's hands cramp easily, hunch over like the skeleton of a bone-thin horse. Still, he touches my cheek and Velcro turns velvet. Even after his death, I try to replicate it. I collect tree bark and sand it into a wishful dust until there is nothing to hold on to anymore. I expect my love to turn the coarseness of men into something that isn't always running. Mama reaped corn husks like her life depended on it. And maybe I did inherit her work ethic. It just shows up differently. Not in the toughness of my hands, but in my ability to hold them. In the root of my stay. Mama asks me for help often. To edit an email, to complete a resume, to find the fertile in her palms again. I call her when my fists tremble from the weight of not knowing steady enough to grasp it. I have assembled more furniture, washed more dishes, taken out more trash, paid more bills, cooked more dinner in this year than any other. Maybe one day my hands will bloom into my mother's. I know good love means growing, or working through, or harvesting your hands long enough to grow a tree from your very own palms.